Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining. We're just waiting for a moment or two for any latecomers to arrive. We'll be starting in approximately 1 minute. Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and you're very welcome today to join us for our third webinar. And in this season, we've been demonstrating our new service, which is called SensePay Secure. So here at Retail, we're really proud to have partnered with Encoded, and we've developed and launched our brand new PCI DSS compliance service, which over the next 20 minutes, we're going to demonstrate to you why we think that it's the best in class. So by way of introduction, I'm Paul Richards, the marketing manager here at Retail. I do apologise, I'm about to lose my voice any minute now. If I'm not clear enough, please do use the chat button in the corner, or if you have any questions, please feel free to insert them and we'll try and pick them up as we go along during the demonstration today. So very shortly, we're going to be joined by Rob Crutchington, who's Encoded Sales Director, and Derek Smith, who's the Retail UK Head of Product, and he'll be running through a demo of SensePay Secure. So if you haven't worked for us for a while, or you're new to retail, here's a quick reminder or an introduction in what we do. Over the past 30 years, we've been developing and providing call recording solutions for the last 30 years. So the technology has moved on significantly from the early days. Our flagship call recording product is called Sense, and that's evolved significantly. And today we record over 2 million calls a day on our Sense product. So whilst us at Retail, we've got a really long history in call recording, what we've done here is partner with Encoded. And the reason we've done that is because they are the secure payment experts. And between us, we've been putting together our shared knowledge and we've developed this product, which is called SensePay Secure. And on today's call, very shortly, you'll be hearing from Rob, who'll be running through what our shared perspectives are and the importance of the specific part of call recording for compliance, which we use the pause and record method, and why we think that that is the best method versus other ways of doing it. So just quickly, if you're already a Sense customer, SensePay Secure is available on our version 4 software. We do have some previous versions, so versions 1 and 2 are no longer supported and they are end of life and end of support. Version 3 is supported from a technical point of view. However, to use SensePay Secure, you're going to need to upgrade to version 4. And again, if you're unsure why you should do that, a quick review of the benefits that you get from version 4 over version 3 is that you now have the ability to live playback calls from all sources, which now include VoIP to add to PSTN and ISDN. You have the ability to use Sense in multiple sites and multiple locations, so wherever you are in the world, as you would expect. We've made some upgrades to our FTP storage access and management capabilities. And finally, version 4 provides our users the ability to monitor calls with our brand new web-based GUI. So right now I'd like to introduce Rob Crutchington from Encoded. Hey Rob, thanks for joining us today. What will you be talking through?
Hello Paul, thanks very much and a warm welcome to everyone that's been able to join us today. So today I'm going to be talking about understanding compliance using pause and resume. So this is PCI DSS compliance and using pause and resume as a method to achieve that. If you've not heard of Encoded or you've never come across us before, We've been in the game for about 17 years. We process just under £1 billion annually. We provide services to cover all payment touch points. So whether that's automated IVR, whether that's like this in the virtual terminal with assisted payments, whether it's a mobile phone app, website, or more recently, Amazon Alexa and Google's Home products. We take and process payments globally, but predominantly we concentrate on those touch points. We are extremely proud to be partnering with retail because where you have compliance within a contact center environment, there's an awful lot of noise and an awful lot of methods with which you can achieve compliance. And I suppose if you're going to understand compliance, then you need to understand that there's not a silver bullet for this. There is a compliance program, which is referred to the self-assessment questionnaire, and really you're encouraged to bring your security controls up to a standard level. And you can use that with lots and lots of different ways. Now, pause and resume, currently there are 62% of people that achieve compliance using pause and resume. And we know this because Encoded sponsor the Contact Babel report. Now, the Contact Babel report is like the industry de facto decision maker's guide. If you want to have a look at that, or certainly the PCI chapter, then you can head across to Encoded's website, which is encoded.co.uk, and you can download yourself a free copy from there and have a little look. And what's quite interesting is that there's a section in there that explains about how the recipients of this questionnaire achieve compliance, whether or not it was detrimental to their customer service, roughly how much it cost and how easily it was to achieve. And one of the things that we can draw from that is that pause and resume, and now more predominantly the SensePay Secure product, which shows that it is considerably cheaper, so it's much more cost effective than other services that are out there. If you already have retail, then you can achieve compliance with going back to an existing trusted supplier. And finally, the ease of implementation. So traditionally, you would spend weeks, if not months, trying to put a service in. This service can be turned around within a week. So using Encoded as a partner and using Encoded as a gateway, we can usually turn your merchant account around within 24 hours, but we are connected with all UK gateways. So if, for example, you're with Barclaycard and you use SmartPay, then you just need to give us your configuration information and we can set you up the following day. If you're with CardNet, if you're with Streamline, it doesn't matter who you're with regards to your acquiring, we can find a gateway that we can connect you with nice and quickly. So the other thing to kind of keep in mind is how the service actually works. And later on, Derek's going to show you a demonstration, but it uses DTMF tone collection. Now, this means that the conversation between the caller and the agent is maintained throughout. So there's no issue with sending the call off to a third party, or whether that be an automated service. There's no worrying about having to take the caller offline. The conversation is seamless. All that happens is that the card information is entered by the card holder, Encoded collect the DTMF tones, and they then push those DTMF tones in front of the agent. Now, not to be confused with tone suppression, this is tone collection, which is why it still uses the pause and resume. There's cost benefits from there. There is it's less risky from a single point of failure perspective, and there's various other little things that we can cover off. It also dramatically reduces the amount of the self-assessment questionnaire that you need to do. So you can achieve compliance much quicker, much easier, and we're here to help you on that. So hopefully that's answered any kind of questions. By all means, send some in if you've got them. I'll try and answer those. But if I may hand back to Paul. Paul, over to you.
Lovely, thanks a lot, Rob. I mean, I don't know about you, but I really enjoy filling in lots and lots of paperwork, and having had a few of the PCI DSS compliance sheets on the government website, it's extremely complicated. So what is it specifically that we can do to help people get through PCI compliance?
So what we've got, and something that your customers can take full advantage of, encoded uniquely in the marketplace, ensure that our customers have a pre-filled out self-assessment questionnaire, CVT, or Call Center Virtual Terminal. Now, if you're familiar with the self-assessment questionnaire banding, there's lots of different types. A is at one end and it goes all the way down to, I think it's about D. But where you've got the SAQ CVT, particularly whether you're in a call center environment, then you'll know that it covers a fair number of the controls. By using the assisted payments as that's built into the SensePay Secure, you're reducing 50% of that immediately. And that's if you're in a VoIP environment. The remaining 35% of that remaining 50% is dramatically reduced. If you're using the SensePay Secure product over like ISDN or an analog, then 82% is reduced totally, absolutely out of scope. So you don't have to worry about filling it in because we will have done that legwork for you. And that's what I mean by reducing the compliance headache.
I like the sound of that. Thank you, Rob.
Pleasure.
And don't forget, for anyone who's on the call, if you do want to take us up, and particularly on Rob's offer of helping out with the compliance or finding out a little bit more detail, please do get in touch with your account manager, or you can email us at sales@retail.co.uk or give us a call. Next up, I'd like to introduce Derek Smith, who's our UK Head of Product, who's going to be taking you through a demonstration. Take it away, Derek.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you everyone for joining today. We're going to take a quick look at the SensePay Secure application, and we're going to actually see how easy it is to use and take a payment. So what will happen is once you're configured onto the hosted platform, the users will be sent an activation email which they'll activate. Once that's been activated, they'll be able to log on as follows. Once the user logs onto the screen, they will be taken to the home screen, which has two icons on it. The left icon for calls is for a future product that's being launched very soon, which would be take you straight to a web-based application for viewing calls. But for today, we're going to click on the payments application. This will take the agent straight to the built-in CRM database within the system. So there is an import facility, so if somebody wants to bring their own customer records from their own CRM and import them into the platform, they would be able to do so. Likewise, if they're a small organization, they may not have their own CRM and may wish to use this in place in their company to use as their own CRM. You have the ability to add new records and to search customer records as well. So if you want to add a new customer, you click New Customer, and you can fill out the relevant fields for name, company, address, postcode, and phone number. And we leave a column at the end that you can actually tailor and customize to as you wish. So maybe you want to put a reference number in there, email address, Sage account number. So we leave that free, and you can change the column heading to be whatever you need it to be. And then when you're ready and you save the record, you can just click in the search box, and we're going to search retail, and you'll see the live search has already brought up a match. You click that and we'll take you to any records that have that as a match. So that's very quick for the agent to do. So the agent's now found the customer record, and they can now process the card. They have the customer on the phone at the moment. So you click on the card icon, and this will take you straight to the payment screen. So what will happen is there will be a shortcut key on the phone system on the handset program that the agent will press, which will automatically conference in the payment gateway. Okay, so when we're on this screen, once that number's been conferenced in, we're going to do a payment now, and you'll see how easy it is to use. So you'll see on the screen there, the agent has a PIN number, 5706 in this case. What that means is the agent has to key this number in on their keypad, which will now link this payment screen up to the conference leg of the call, which is going to the payment gateway. What happens next is the screen automatically highlights the card number yellow to indicate to the agent they can now ask the customer to key in their card number, which we'll do now. So as you can see, the numbers being typed in, and we can see them appearing as stars on the screen, which means they are being collected. Once the card number is verified and is complete, it will move on to the next box, which is the expiry date, to prompt the agent to ask the customer to now key in the expiry date on their telephone keypad. And likewise, they can do the same with the security code, which is the 3-digit key on the back of the card. Once that's been accepted, it will automatically move into the payment box, so the agent is now able to key in the amount for the transaction. You can select a different currency if it's not Great British Pounds as well. If not, you can leave it, click the perform transaction. You'll get a confirmation screen come up. You can click yes to charge the card for the amount you've entered. All the boxes will go green to say it's accepted. You'll have the authorization code below, and the call is now automatically disconnected to the payment gateway, and the agent is still left talking to the customer to complete any further conversations they wish to have before ending the call. So let's have a look at what happened on the recording and discuss what happens. So we're now going to listen to that call.
Can I help you?
Hi, I'm Tracy. I'm calling from retail. I'd like to make a payment on my account, please.
Okay, how much would you like to pay?
£10.
Bear with me a second.
So what happens now is, as soon as that card screen is connected to the payment gateway and goes green, the recording will be automatically paused without the agent having to do anything at all. So during this part, they're all taking down the card details, as you saw earlier. And when you get to the end and you've taken the payment and all the boxes go green, the recording will resume. And the tones you heard at the stop recording and the start recording you'll hear in a minute is indicating to the customer the recording is paused or resumed.
Hi, that's all gone through successful. That's £10 taken off your card.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So as you can see, that was very easy to use to take the payment and doesn't take long at all. So what we can look at now is we actually have a report in here, so you can actually look at transactions you've done in the past. So we now click on the Transactions tab. From here, you have the ability to search your transactions via the customer, the card, the amount, the currency, the dates used in the calendar, and you can even search for particular agents that may have processed that payment. Once you're happy with the search, what you can actually do is export these as PDFs or Excel. So we'll just send one to Excel, and then you can have a look at what it looks like. So this is ideal if you want to further manipulate the data, or you might want to store these reports separately. It gives you the ability to do that, being able to save it as an Excel or PDF. Very easy to set up, so if you have any new agents join the company, you can just simply click on the user management and the supervisor can now add that new agent. They can enter an email address for the agent, a username, a phone number if available, and select which permissions they're going to have access to. So in most cases for agents taking transactions, they would generally only need records and transactions, with the supervisor perhaps having settings and users as well to be able to add new people. Once the user has added, they will receive an email in their inbox where they can activate their accounts. Just a quick look at the settings and the accounts. We have the ability here to have two-factor authentication, which basically when an agent logs in for additional security, they will receive a secondary email with an activation code where they can put in to log into the application. Likewise, you can also link this to your Microsoft account and log in with your Microsoft details as well, and you have the normal change password box available too. And then when you're finished, the agent can click back on the Records tab, and the way they go, they're ready to take the next transaction and search for a new customer. And at this point, I'll hand back to Paul.
Lovely. Thanks, Derek. Before you go, could you just give us a quick demonstration? What happens if there are some incorrect details entered in when it comes to the card or expiry date?
Okay, well, what can happen if the customer has keyed anything incorrectly, we have the ability, there's 3 buttons you'll see here. So if card is entered wrong, it will not go green. It will say stay yellow, so they miss a digit, for example. So what the agent can do, they can hit the retry button, and then they can get the customer to re-key in that details again. And you can do the same for the date and the security code.
Brilliant. Simple as that.
So it's very, very easy.
That's great. Thanks ever so much, Derek.
No problem.
Okay, so we've had a quick run through and a demonstration there by Derek, and also a reminder from Rob about the importance of PCI compliance and how we could possibly make that easier for you with the SensePay Secure product. And just to give you a real high level summary for your takeaway here is that it's 3 very straightforward steps from an agent's point of view. So step 1, on an active call that's being recorded, the agent, all they need to do is access the SensePay Secure screen, and then the transaction part of the call begins. And when the caller is required to add in their card details using the keys on their handset, the call recording is paused, and that ensures the security of the data. And then finally, once the transaction has been performed securely, the authentication results are then displayed back onto the screen for the agent to view. So it's very, very straightforward product. It's extremely easy to implement. There's no need to change your merchant provider. It is fully automated, and we think that the training for most agents will take somewhere between 5 and 15 minutes as a maximum. Even the user settings will take a maximum of 20 minutes to half an hour. What this is all backed up with is obviously our service guarantee and support. We've got a UK operation, and we're here to support businesses 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We can help you. We can help you with any issue to do with your call recording or any of the elements that transact through the SensePay Secure system, very quickly pinpointing if there has been an error, where it's gone wrong, why it's gone wrong. The uptime on this kind of system, as you would expect, is very high, 99.9995. So our platforms and systems that this sits on and are very well protected, and as you would expect, really, really secure. We haven't had any questions come through on the chat, but I'm happy to open up to the floor. If anyone has got any quick questions that they would like to ask, please just either raise your hand using the button or add your question into the chat pod. Okay. No questions. Well, if you do have any questions following the call, please do follow up with your account manager or get in touch with us directly. I'm sure Rob, Derek and myself will be more than happy to help answer any questions that you have at all. My thanks to both Derek and Rob for today, and I wish you all a very pleasant afternoon. Take care and cheerio.